Hey lovelies, so today we're going to be doing pineapple juice. How we do it in the Caribbean, people don't generally tend to buy boxes of pineapple juice. We just get our pineapple and then blend up with ginger, add a little bit of sugar, a little bit of lemon juice or lime, whatever one works for you. So I'm just going to show you guys how it's actually done, just quick. On the stove I've got a big pot with 8 litres of water. You don't actually have to do that much, obviously. You can do as much as you need to do, but in my household, if I do any less than that, literally 2 minutes, done. So guys, I've got some ginger here. I'll put down below exactly how much of everything that I've used. So I'm literally just gonna roughly just cut it up. You guys see it? Yeah, just gonna cut it up, not too big for the pieces, and you don't have to do it super fine because you're gonna blend it out anyway, but you just don't want it to get stuck whilst you're trying to blend. So you just want to cut it up into nice pieces. And whilst your pot is on the stove, you want to just put it on a low enough heat to give you enough time to prep your ginger and your pineapples for the drink. So you just want to start getting it to simmer. Obviously check your ginger as well, so if it's got like any bits on there that need to come off, you need to take that off. By the way, I've washed my ginger and my pineapple before I started my video, so make sure that you do that as well. You don't need to peel the ginger, and to make these drinks I would suggest that you use fresh ginger. I know you can get the ginger paste and stuff like that, but if I'm honest, I wouldn't really recommend using a paste for this. Guys, if you want your drink quite fiery, you can add more ginger, or if you don't want it at all fiery, you can add less ginger to it.
Mommy?
Yes, Anaya?
Can I That's right.
Where's that? No, Daddy. Where's Daddy? Ask Daddy to help you. Go on, please. Go on. Go to the toilet now, because you need to wee. Wow, if this child. Mom is not allowed to record in peace, and Daddy's supposed to be here helping, but guess what? He had one job that he didn't do. Keep them out of the kitchen. And now somebody's messaging me. What is going on today in this kitchen, please? Right guys, so that's all my ginger cut up there and in the bowl. So I'm going to move on to the pineapple, and I'm just going to show you with one how it's prepped for the drink, okay? And then after that we can move on. So you just want to top and tail your pineapple. By top and tail I literally mean cutting off the top bit and also cutting off the bottom bit there. I wouldn't normally cut it this way, but for showing you guys, I'm doing it that way. So So there you go. And then all you're gonna do is just start slicing down the sides, because we don't actually use the main bit of the pineapple itself. We just use the skin and whatever you cut off in there. And then you've got these little bits in here, so we cut those out as well and add it in. Okay, so I'm gonna cut them down. Guys, please make sure you have a sharp knife when you're doing this, because it can be quite hard to cut the pineapple if your knife isn't sharp, okay? Right, so that's that. Just gonna put that there, and I'm gonna show you what I'm doing with the skin. Just rest you there. So guys, with the skin, you just wanna cut it into smaller pieces, just like the ginger, so that it can be blended up nice and easy. These bigger ones, slice down the middle and just cut it into smaller pieces. Alright guys, so I'm going to finish up with those, but before I do that I'm just going to show you. I don't know how clearly you can see it, but these bits here, that's what I'm talking about. So I'm just going to take those out. Some people take it out at an angle, but you don't have to do that if you don't know how to do it. So you can literally do it like that. So you slice down one side, slice the other side of it, take it out, which is how it's done. But if you don't have time to be doing all of that, just cut it off. Alright guys, so I'm going to finish up with this pineapple, start on my other one, and then I'll come back and show you the next bit. Alright loves, as you can see, I've finished cutting up all 3 of the pineapples, and I've just got the actual pineapple, the main bit of the pineapple, sorry, itself over here, which I've just cut up, and I'm just going to leave those to be eaten. But to make the drink, I've got the skins here from the 3 pineapples, and then the ginger is at the bottom of this bowl. Alright guys, so I'm going to put these in the pot once the water is boiling, and then we'll move on from there. Alright lovely, so as you can see, I've got my water here and it's just bubbling away. So I'm going to add my pineapple skin that I cut up earlier into the water, and the ginger as well. So you just want to put everything in there. So I'm going to cover this down. I'm going to let it boil for about 5 minutes, and then after that I'm going to turn it off and I'm going to leave it overnight, okay, so it can cool down, and then we'll do the next steps, okay? But you'll need to prepare your blender, you'll need to have a bag for trash, you'll also need to have a sieve, a spoon, and obviously something that you can get the drink transferred into once you finish blending and pressing it, okay guys? So just gonna let that boil with the lid for 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna turn it off and just leave it to cool, guys. Alright love, so it's literally been a whole 24 hours since I had started the process of making the pineapple juice. You don't have to wait this long. I'm doing it now because that's when I have time. So if you want to do it quicker, you can do. If not, you can leave it. If you're going to leave it for more than 24 hours, please put it in the fridge because it will go off. So I'm just going to open the pot and show you exactly what it looks like. So this is what we are working with. So as you can see guys, the pineapple chunks are in there, there's ginger in there and everything, and the water has started to turn yellow. So now it's ready to be blended, so I'm just going to set up everything and then move on and show you guys how to do the next steps. Right love, so I've got my blender here, I've got my pineapple and my ginger here in the pot. So all I'm going to do is just put in some pineapple and ginger into the blender with some of the juice. Don't put too much obviously, because as you're blending it's going to need space to Guys, just bear with me, it's the first time I'm using this blender. I actually got it today because my other one that you guys are used to is a bit too small to be doing this kind of stuff. And when I moved to this house, I threw away my big blender because it was just too much stuff to move with. So I had to get this one today. So I've never actually used it before. So we're going to see how this goes down. I'm just going to top up the liquid in there, because I'm not familiar with this blender and how it works. Right guys, so I'm just going to put on the lid and then we're going to blend. Sorry if it's noisy in advance. Oh, why is it not going on? Okay, I don't know what I've done here. Alright, let me go figure this out and get back to you. Okay guys, so I figured it out. It wasn't slotted in properly. That wasn't my fault. I literally gave my husband one job. That's all he had, one job, and didn't do it properly. So let's try this again and see how it works now. Okay, it works, and that's loud. So I'm gonna go blend this out and then I'll come back to you guys. Alright, so I blended that for about a minute straight. Guys, please do pay attention to the instructions on your blender. I know some of them you have to do it in 30-second bursts and stop. Some of them you can just leave it to run like this one, but please do pay attention to that, because I don't want anyone setting their blender up in smokes because I told you to blend it for a minute straight. So yeah, please do pay attention to that. So literally this is what it's looking like after I've blended it for a minute. And then I've got my bowl here with my sieve, my spoon ready, and a bag, just a normal shop bag for trash. Okay, so I'm gonna go sort out this and then move on to the next step. Alright love, so I'm just gonna take my blender off. Take out the lid. And then I'm just going to show you this process briefly. You're just going to continue blending and doing this until you finish doing all of your juice. Obviously, if you haven't done as much as I have, then it's going to take you less time than it's going to take me. But this is all you're doing really. So you're just pouring out the mixture that you've blended together and just sieving it through. I know some people use a cloth to do this. By all means, if you don't want to use a sieve, you want to use a cloth, that is perfectly fine. Okay, so if I show you, the juice is in there. So that's all you're trying to do literally, and just keep repeating the process until you finished. I have a bigger pot that I'm going to transfer the juice from this bowl into, but I do it in a bowl first just because if any of the trash does flood over from the side, and by trash I mean this bit here that's left in the strainer, If any of that does fall into the actual drink itself, then I can sieve it through again before I put it in with the main drink in a smaller quantity. So that's all. But failing that, if you feel like you just want to go ahead and do it all in one go and put it in the main pot or the main big bowl or jar or whatever, then that's totally fine. That's up to you. Do it how you find it fit. Alright guys. Alright, so you got your bag for your trash. Just tip it out in there and that's that. And then you just continue the process. So I'm going to just go off, finish up, blending and straining, and then I'll come back and show you guys where to go from there. Alright love, so that's what it's looking like now. I've got my 2 large lemons that I've just cut in half. I'm just going to add it into my drink now. If you don't have lemons, you can also use lime. Right, and then you're gonna add your sugar as much as you want to it, and then taste as you go along to just make sure that you are using the right amount for you. I'm going to be using the brown Demarara sugar. You can use whatever one you want to, that's up to you, but basically that's it guys. Alright, so there you have it. So guys, feel free to use this recipe if you want to adapt it. As always, you can do that if you want to add pineapple pieces to it, make it sweeter naturally without adding any sugar, so like that. Feel free to do that. If you want to use less ginger, if you want to use more ginger, feel free. And as always, if you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're returning, lovely to see you again. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and turn on your notifications so you know when I upload a new video guys. I will see you on the next one.